Season 1 Reloaded for Modern Warfare Zombies just went live, and they patched a lot of glitches, and they didn't tell us about 90% of the stuff that they patched. I made a video right before this Season 1 Reloaded went live to show you that, yeah, all these glitches are working, and tomorrow they may not be, and that is exactly what happened. I'm going to show you 10 things that they patched as far as glitches, and then they did make some great improvements. I'll show you guys those. They did release patch notes for this, and they didn't talk a whole lot about all the stuff that they patched. They only mentioned a few things, and one of them was that they closed an exploit that allowed players to carry more than 2 weapons at a time. I did post this glitch, and this was where you interact with those USB machines with a red worm, and you like down yourself right before you interact with it, and for some reason when you revive, you were given an extra weapon slot. You were able to pick up weapons and do this like 8 times and literally hold 8 weapons. They did patch this, but it should be no surprise that we already have an after patch to this method, so look out for that video if you're interested. There were 2 other exploits that they mentioned that they patched, but I never made videos about those, so I'm not covering them. I didn't even know how to do them, and one of them was where you could go in and I think shoot other players, and it was like a PvP situation. They also fixed an issue where you could create a contraband copy of Insured Slot 2 when it was equipped as a secondary weapon. So if any of you guys were doing that, that is gone. I never made a video about that. The next thing that they fixed that was not in their patch notes is the glitch where you could quad pack-a-punch the wonder weapons. You could take a wonder weapon and triple pap it and then double the damage from there. It made these weapons insanely powerful, and like the Wonder Waff was ridiculous. You could just wreck everything. All you needed was a Juggernaut and a legendary tool and a wonder weapon. You would throw down your wonder weapon and then get into the Juggernaut, and when you came out of the Juggernaut, it would give you that wonder weapon back, but it would be stripped of its rarity. So you'd put the legendary tool on, and then it would double its damage. This also allowed you to duplicate wonder weapons, because the one you threw on the ground, anybody could pick up because it was about to give you a new one. But yes, all of this is patched, but as you would guess, we do have an after patch, and I've got a video ready to go, and it should be posted pretty soon after this one. We actually have 2 more methods, but I'm gonna only post one of the methods and try to save the other one when that one gets patched. The third glitch that they patched and didn't tell us about is the God mode glitch. You literally could just stand there and not get injured by zombies, and this utilized the Juggernaut once more. You would prone next to the Juggernaut and then sprint forward while getting into it, and it would glitch you kind of into the ground, and then when you came out of it, you could dolphin dive and you could turn the God mode on and off. It was awesome. This one was great. You could go to some of the contracts like the Outlast and just chill there and just blast zombies and level up, rank up your guns, camos, all that. Unfortunately, this is gone, but as you would guess, again, we do have an after patch. It seems like this after patch makes it a little better too, so I'll be making a video about that. Shout out to Serial Glitchers. They're the ones that figured it out. The next one they patched or tried to make it more difficult for us to do is Tombstone, and I've already made a full video about this. They definitely can't take Tombstone from us, or the ability to dashboard and keep Tombstone on the map and keeping us able to duplicate items and money, but what they did do is make Tombstone a little bit more strict. Like, you had to have no options for being able to be revived before it would give you a Tombstone. This means if you're on a team and you're trying to set up your Tombstone and they're there able to revive you, then yeah, it's not going to give you a Tombstone. And coincidentally, they added a new feature where you could leave your team now, so that's what we're using. Leave your team if you're with other players, and this works. We just make sure we get that squad eliminated red screen. Don't touch anything. Let it just take you completely out of the game and back to the main menu, and you should be good. I'm sure there are some devs that are regretting this Tombstone, but yeah, there's really nothing they can do about it now. The next one, number 5, is the Monkey Bomb upgrade. They said in the patch notes they increased the symbol monkey's duration from 8.5 seconds to 10.5, and now it attracts hellhounds. They also increased the decoy grenades from 6 to 8 seconds, but I was in a game yesterday with Tag935 and we were in the red zone, and he like threw a monkey bomb, and yeah, it attracted all the zombies and the hellhounds, and when it exploded, it killed everything, and me and Tag were like, what just happened? Like, that was noticeably like a pretty big explosion. It could be hard to tell if they changed stuff, and it could have been like the explosions from the hellhounds that helped create more damage, but what whatever it was, it definitely seemed stronger. In the red zone, this is a great option now. Monkey bombs are going to be awesome. There is a crap load of hellhounds, and if they are helping to kill the zombies that are attracted to the monkey bomb, then yeah, load up on those. The next one they didn't mention, and it's kind of annoying. They've blocked the cranes near this skyscraper that's hosting the Warlord mission. I mean, this is fully understandable. They don't want to just us craning up and jumping in there and killing her, but these are the cranes that me and Tag935 use to get into the red zone safely. Like, you can drop in, get your perks, get set up without being detected by zombies. There's a couple of different methods that we use to get to the crane. Whenever we're getting our tombstone, we like to fly to it, but if we're just in this area, we always use the crane to get into the red zone. But now we have to use this building that's kind of behind it, which is not a big deal. It's just an extra step that we have to do right now. But there's also something else that they block that we used all the time in every game. We're like crane hoppers. We use these cranes to navigate the south side of the map, and normally you can just fly into the side of a crane, doesn't matter where, just slam into it and you could attach to this cable. But now you have to land on one of the outer catwalks to gain access to the cable, which actually makes more sense if this is supposed to be kind of a realistic situation. For us, we always put our tombstone on this roof, and then we go to this crane that's just east, and then we take that crane to the next crane, to the next crane, to the next crane. But now what we have to do is, yeah, we can take this same crane, but you need to go all the way to the top right here and then jump off. For people that use these cranes like we did, you'll understand what I'm saying. Like, normally you could fly into the side of this, didn't matter where, and you could attach to the cable, but yeah, now you have to land on the catwalk. It makes sense that you couldn't grab that cable through that metal caging. You gotta walk around. So, not a big deal, but this is just the workaround for people that use this same type of strategy. The number one challenge for this mode is knowing how to traverse this map quickly and how to get around. And this may seem simple and stupid, but yeah, it's the most important part of my team's strategy. So now we can't just slam into cranes and crane hop. You have to land on a catwalk. And again, this allows us to drop into the red zone without being detected by zombies, grab our perks without getting jumped, and then move on. Number 7, something they patched and didn't tell us, and I found out the hard way, is the south arch in the red zone is something me and my team use all the time. Up until now, this was a god mode spot. You could stand here and nothing would attack you. We would meet here, do glitches here, like this was our meeting spot. Well, this is gone. Zombies now follow you up here, dogs, everything will attack you. We used to use an arch that was in the north side of the red zone. It's the same model, and that was also a god mode spot, but I think about like a month into the game release, they patched it, so we moved to this one, but looks like they figured out this one it needed to be patched too. This one was nice because a mega always spawns here and you could just kill it from this arch and never be touched by anything. Number 8, and the next one they patched, is the early map reveal glitch. Whenever you were loading into the game, you could hit a menu button and you could see the map early before you loaded in. You had a good like 2 minutes to scope out everything on the map before it actually revealed it to you. I found this one really useful, and yeah, unfortunately this is gone and there is no after patch. This next one is nothing they've mentioned in the patch notes, but I've played this game every day since release, and I feel pretty familiar with a lot of the weapons, and to me, it seems like the Juggernaut's damage has been significantly increased. And Tag935 noticed this too. I went into a Juggernaut and I was killing a Mega, not thinking anything about it, and I was able to kill it with only using half of the Juggernaut, and normally I have to use almost all of the Juggernaut to kill a Mega. And I've definitely thought this to myself. I was like, yeah, Juggernauts are just not great. They're not very strong. Like, I would never really want to use this, but this to me seems like they might have increased the power 40 to 50%. And this doesn't surprise me because they fixed 2 major glitches with the Juggernaut. We can't do the God mode and we can't do the quad pap anymore with it. So maybe when they were in there, they adjusted the power, realizing that it kind of sucked. The 10th and final thing that they changed and didn't tell us about is the red zone doghouse. If you run around the red zone, you'll notice that the doghouse that's normally here in this location may not be here. They now have it randomizing to at least one other location. There's a mound that has a tall tower, and you can find the doghouse here now. If it's not here, it might be back at the original location, and there could be a 3rd location. We haven't seen that yet, but yeah, they've decided to start moving these around, which makes a lot of sense. This next thing is not any kind of an update, but there's something really weird going on in the map. It looks like something from the show Lost.
Terrific.
This is over there by a tier 2 red worm boss fight, and the graphics have just gone apeshit. I'm sure they're going to fix this, but it's pretty hilarious looking. If you run by it, you can't miss it. The last thing most people know about, hopefully, is that they gave us a bunch of free stuff, and if you go into your purchased items, you're going to see a bunch of legendary ether tools, flawless crystals, and 4 wonder weapons. These are like the perfect items to set up a brand new tombstone if you need to, but I hope this helped you guys out, and we'll see you next video.